everyone, and welcome to the Jenn Sheelen podcast. I am Jenn of jennsheelen.com, and this is Sunday, June 4th of 2017. These are my co-hosts, Doug the dog. Ready, buddy? Oh, good boy. And Little Miss Chelsea Bean. Ready, baby girl? Can you sit? Sit. Oh, my good girl. Is that good? It's been a little interesting trying to get them both in here to podcast with me, but we seem to be doing okie dokie. There you go, sweetheart. Very good, very good. Yes. Okay, let's get to it. You can find me on various forms of social media. I am on Ravelry, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, and Tumblr. I am also on Google Hangouts for virtual knit nights. And I have a Jenn Sheelen Ravelry group, so if you want to come on over there and join the group and come on over and chat with me, please do. I'm going to jump right into it with the podcast that I was listening to while I was getting ready, and that was Amy from Amy's Knotted Knits. Now, Amy, I know from my virtual knit night girls, and there's like 8 of us, I think, 8 or 9 even at this point. I think it's 8 that are part of this virtual knit night group now. It keeps growing, but I was way behind on catching up on Amy's podcast, so I'm finally slowly catching up on her. She's a sweetheart, very fun to watch, so definitely go check her out. And I will have a link for her podcast in my show notes, and they will be found on my website on jennsheelen.com. I forget which side it's going to show on the screen, so. Okay, let's get to it. Let's start with spinning right round. And I know, I have not talked about spinning in so long, but I finally got to some spinning. I know. I feel like you're judging me. Do you want more? Okay, we'll give her more cookies. Then we'll get to spinning right round. You ready? Oh, but you gotta work for it. Dougie up. There we go. Oh, good girl. Can you up? Good girl. All done. There you go. Okay. Spinning right round. I finally finished my Siobhan's Crafts peacock colored roll eggs. Done. Look at how pretty these are. Oh my goodness. And if I remember correctly, I think I got between 300 and 400 yards total of all of this. I'll have to go back and look, and I'll put it in my notes. But like, look at this yarn. I mean, really, right? Oh, and I plied it so that it would stripe too. So I spun it and plied it so that it would stripe in the end. So pretty. I have no idea what I'm going to make out of it. I was thinking a shawl, maybe. I don't know. I can't remember if this blooms up a little bit, so I'm not sure if it's going to be like a sport or a DK weight in the end. So I have to figure out what I'm going to make. I was thinking maybe a shawl would be really pretty out of it, but we'll see. And not only did I finish that, I started some other spinning. I know. I have been spinning this little, let's see, and it's from Mind's Eye Yarns in Cambridge, Massachusetts, and it is just a merino tussa silk blend. It doesn't actually tell me who it's from though, so that's why I'm referencing just the shop. But it is so pretty, and I gotta find it. I know, I'll talk about my new background shortly. But I showed this off a really long time ago when I first bought it. Isn't that so fun? Oh my goodness. And it's super soft to spin as well. And this is what it's looking like so far. So it really blends those colors together. And then I'll probably do, I don't know, a chain ply for this again. We'll see. A Navajo ply. I could get it on multiple bobbins and then ply that way, but it's been so long and I just love the ease for me of a Navajo ply. So I'll probably do that, but we'll see. It's going to be a game day decision. But that is my spinning. And I've been enjoying it, and I've been catching up on Downton Abbey, and that's like my treat. It's like when I spin, I get to watch Downton Abbey, and I'm like in season 5, finally. So that's my little treat. Worth it. Okay, on to selfish knitting. Oh, you guys, I have stuff to show you. Okay, what's the first thing I'm going to show you? Oh, the Cozy Knitter, the You're So Foxy socks. Some other shorties. Look at that. So these I just did. Now, if you remember, I think it was the last episode, or either the last episode or the one before that, where I told you I was getting 2 pairs of shorty socks out of one skein from the Cozy Knitter. However, I forgot that when you have that little skein with it, that's meant for 1 pair of socks, not 2. You're still going to use that same amount, except for maybe the cuff. I make a little cuff, so. But I got lucky, and I did have plenty left over so that I could do at least the heels for the 2nd pair of socks. I love this colorway so much. It makes me think it's so like nautical, really, like, you know, summertime on the beach. So I love it. Love them. Nice little treat. I like that I get like a couple pairs of socks out of one skein. It's kind of fun. And what else did I have in there? So that's my one faux. My other faux that I didn't expect to have for this episode, because I was supposed to film it like last week, is the Barbara Prime's Dragons. Let's see, and I think she calls the pattern Dragon and Friends by Barbara Prime, and that's the Fuzzy Mitten on Ravelry. I finished them, and I'm hoping the little one doesn't see these. Oh, she's going away, so maybe, because she will eat them. I finally finished these little guys. Look it! I can't even look at their little nostrils. I can't. They're so cute. They're so cute. And look at their little wings. Right here. I actually anchored this guy's wings like a little bit more here. You could see that because they were really just weren't holding up. They were flopping. So I wound up doing that and that helped. And I did use joint pins for the limbs, which scare me every single time because once you pop them in, they're in, just like safety eyes. That's it. You can't pull them back out. So it's always a little bit of pressure when I put them in, but it works out fine. I don't think I've had one, knock on wood, yet where it hasn't worked out. I'm sure it will happen eventually, but I love how these little guys came out. And I think it was also in either the last episode or the one before that, I talked about playing yarn chicken with the blue one. I ran out of yarn. Yeah. And I totally could have used like a complimentary yarn for the wing. It was like I needed to do the wings and the ears. And I'm like, oh, I could use a complimentary yarn, but I wasn't feeling it. And these are for my girlfriend, Kristen, who is getting married at the end of July, and they're for her ring bearers. And I'm like, she really wanted this color, and I don't want to take away from that. I'm like, would she probably be fine if I did it the other way? Yeah. But I was like, no, my type A knitter is not going to allow me to use another yarn. I'd rather knit the whole thing again than do that. So I did. Frank, Sheelen, and I went to Michael's. We were out buying some other stuff for my craft room, which I'll get to too. And I wound up getting this. This is Loops and Threads, and it's just, is it just an acrylic? I think so. The color is royal blue, and where does it tell me what you are? I think it's just an acrylic, but it's not telling me offhand, and I don't want to hold it up too long. Oh, yep, it's an acrylic. It's actually a really soft acrylic too. There we go. And super easy to knit with. And I bought 3 of them. I only wound up using 2. I didn't even finish the second one. Actually, I used most of the second one. I take that back. Done. And they're 90 yards each. Sold. I bought 3. I almost bought 4 just to be sure I had enough of the yarn. Even though the Michael's is right up the street, I could go get another skein. For me, running an errand like that takes its toll on me. So I'm like, buy what you think you need. You'll be good. The thought of running out of yarn again, knitting another dragon, was just too much to bear. I couldn't. But they're really cute. I'm actually going to be sad to let these little guys go because they're really cute. And they took a lot of time to build. Like, usually I'm only building 1 toy at a time, and it doesn't take that long. When you're putting 2 together, it feels like an eternity. But look at their little teeth. I can't. What you doing, Chelsea Bean? All right. Come here, baby girl. Come on. Yes, you get another one too, boo-boo. Yes, you do. Come here. Over here. Oh, we have drool. Oh God, it's right there. Okay, all done. Little dogs are so gross. But they're so cute. I get what's doing to me. You can take that over there. I shouldn't have called you back in. Okay, on to my whips. What have I been working on? I have, oh my goodness. You guys. All right, what did I do with it? There it is. Okay, so I got the Andre Sue sock blanks from Lucky Jenny, from the Lucky Jenny Knits podcast. And I've only knit 1 sock out of the one. Oh my goodness, let me pull out the blanks so I can get a little refresher. I have not cast on the second, but I have finished the first. So there's a little refresher of what it looks like. Oh my God. It's so pretty. I can't even stand it. And here is the sock, and I did block this. Oh my goodness, right? Like, look at that. Look at that sock. I mean, come on. It is so pretty. And I love knowing that the butterflies are all in there. Yeah, these are totally mine. Oh, you okay? You good? You got a little something on your face. Like right there and right there. Oh God. Can you sit? No. Okay, no. Okay. Oh, God, don't come near me. Oh, it's going to get on me. Okay, that's on my leg. There we go. All right, well, let's, okay. What's that? There we go. Okay, my little helper. What else have I been working on? Like I said, I have a whole pile of gift knitting that I'm starting. So some of this stuff is going to be gifts that I show you over the next however many months, and some of this stuff is going to be my stuff, but you won't know which. Of course, this one's definitely going to be a gift pair because I just started talking about gift knitting right now, so I kind of gave it away a little bit, but that's okay. The person who's getting them, you don't know who you are, so you may covet them. Is it for you? You don't know. Anyway, I'm on a self-striping yarn kick too. And I'm knitting, of course, and they're all basically the Cozy Knitter because I love her yarn. And I joined one of her, or two of her clubs, so I have like countless skeins of her yarn. So it's perfect for gift knitting, right? This is her colorway Antique Roses, and these are not yet blocked. Is that not so pretty? So these I chose to do just the toe and the heel, not the cuff, in the contrasting color. You okay? All right, you look a little, peek it there, honey. So yeah, and I did want to talk about something too. Colleen and I were talking, and we were talking about sock knitting, and she's like, okay, when you do magic loop, do you get the ladders on either side? And I said, no. If anything, you see a line going up the sides that's almost a little too tight, and that's why I didn't block these, because I wanted to show this. See how you get it right here? I'll do a close-up. There's really, once I block these, that should basically disappear. And even if it does show a little bit, it doesn't really bother me. But, you know, see on both sides. But yeah, I wanted to bring that up, and I wanted to see if other people have the same problem. You know, I want to avoid laddering, so I think I almost over pull my stitches. So it's not the first stitch of the row, it's the second stitch that's really going to get you, and really pull those stitches tight. I even pulled the third one on the needle tight too, just to really make sure I'm not going to get that laddering. And it does kind of pull them close, but that will basically disappear. Like you can picture when I block it, that'll basically go away. So I did want to bring that up. I was curious to see if anybody else has other tricks or does the same thing or has that kind of problem, and maybe me talking about that and what stitches to pull will help. All right. Is that all I have worked on? Not really, because I'm wearing one of the things that I've really been working on, but I'll get to that. All right. Beverage of choice. Woo! My favorite part, you guys. You know that. All right, what am I drinking? Cheers! We'll start by a sip. Oh my goodness, it's delicious. This is from one of my favorite breweries, and it's 6 Point Brewery. And this is Puff. Yummy. It's a double IPA. And this is actually the same as my other favorite 6 Point beer, double IPA, and that's Resin. This is the unfiltered version of Resin. So it's definitely a lot thicker, as you can see. We call it the chunky style beer. And it's so good, because I really like that strong flavor of hops, and I really just like that rich, strong flavor. And it's funny, because I'll go towards these with the bitter beers, and then I like some, like the ones with like the bitter and the citrus mix too. So I kind of lean towards both. Excuse Doug, he's noshing on himself like a chicken. I'll just drink in the meantime. And you can't see her, but my Ginny whale is off to the side with my little cup holder. She's so convenient and such a help. Right, baby girl? You got a, I don't know if people can see this. Oh, she's got a bubble. Oh, it's right there. Oh, it's right there. It's gonna wind up on Doug. Oh God. Oh. That's my girl. She's so dainty. She also breaks wind with reckless abandon. It's pretty gross. I was on the phone with my dad recently, and she actually did it. And he's like, I'm like, did you hear that? He goes, yeah. I'm like, he's like, what was that? I'm like, that was her. I'm like, you don't have to smell it. And she was doing it on my lap too. But my dainty little girl, it's okay. That's life with a bully. Right, baby girl? You're not even ashamed, like at all. You still got a bubble coming off your face. It's really disgusting. Ugh. Okay. Back to knitting, Jen. Once you get me started on bulldogs, I can't stop. Okay, now I can talk about it. What I'm styling. I am wearing, finally, my Hohi Locatelli boxy sweater. It is not yet blocked, but I was determined. I literally just finished it before filming. I'm like, I've got to wear the sweater for filming. I needed the nudge to film, and I knew finishing the sweater would give it to me. So I did it. I finished it. And it's so pretty. I love it so much. And I really just wanted to be able to wear a tank top underneath. So I can kind of do it off the shoulder if I want. I can do like this, and it's just so comfortable. So I think what I'm going to do, as you can see, this is kind of folded up. I really need to block it. Is I think I might block it if I can a little bit longer so that it isn't quite so wide. But even if I don't do that, I don't care. I love the fit. It's super comfortable. And it's somewhat warm outside today, but a little chillier in the shade. So probably like mid to high 60s out. Perfect for that weather. Like absolutely perfect. I have a pair of capris on, flip-flops, my tank underneath. Boom, I'm good to go. This will also be another really good Fire Pit Friday sweater. Again, because it's a little bit warm, but it's not too warm sitting by the fire. So I get the best of both worlds. And it's super comfy and it's super cute. And I could totally like throw on a cute pair of jeans and shoes with this, with a cute tank underneath, and like really just rock it too to go out. I'm like, love it. Love this sweater. Excellent job, Hohi. And I'm so sorry that I parked this sweater for so long. It really, I don't know what it was. Like I was getting in the stockinette and I'm like, I knit 8,000 pairs of socks since I had cast this on. And I'm like, what is my problem? But one row would just take me so long that I would stop picking it up. And finally I'm like, well, duh, working on that sweater, I can read while I knit this one. It's you know, knit reading type of knitting. So what am I thinking? I'm like, just pick it up and go for it. Like treat yourself, just work on it. And then I couldn't stop working on it. I'm like, oh, now I'm on a mission. So I finally hit the point where I could start like shaping for the sleeves and all that kind of stuff, or the neck, or whatever it is, like once I get going. And I'm like, go for it. Just don't stop. Just keep working on it and that'll be fine. So of course I'm thinking once I had got this big body part done, I'm like, oh, I'll almost be done at that point. Not the case. You still have to go all the way up. You gotta do the shaping for the neck and the sleeves, and then you have to knit the sleeves, and you gotta pick up for the neck and do that. So yeah, but it was worth it. I think I picked it up last weekend, and then I finished it like Saturday, and then I finished it today. So it took me a whole week to finish it. That's not that bad. I'm like, I can't believe really how fast I finished it. I'm like, if I had just kept working on it, I would have had this sweater forever ago. You dummy, I would have had it in like the fall. But that's okay. I have it now, and it's still cool. Even though it's June, it's still really cool outside, and it's supposed to be maybe in the 50s, low 60s this week. I'm like, oh, and rainy. I'm like, perfect sweater. Gonna wear it every day. This thing's like never gonna get blocked because I'm just gonna keep wearing it. But I love it so much. I can't help it. But anyway, I need to sip. I'm getting a little tickle. That beer's not gonna last very long. It's delicious. Makes my cheeks all rosy. Anywho, I'm stalling because I'm getting to the exciting part, you guys. Showing off. Oh my god, you see my new background, right? And if you follow me on Instagram, you got a picture of it already, but now I can film in front of it. These are my new yarn cubbies. What's up? Oh my god. Look at these things. Aren't they so cute? Like I can't. Look at this. There's more fiber. And here's more yarn. And I was so funny setting this up. I refused to have any unskeined yarn where you could see it. I was like, no. It has to be just skeined yarn, except even the sock blank here was driving me crazy. I'm like, no, it's not a skein. I had to get over that. But I really wanted it to be all skeined yarn that was going to show, or my fiber, and that's that. And then on the inside, I would put all the, unskeined, I don't want to call it not pretty yarn because that's not fair, but like the caked yarn or the leftover yarn that I know I can use with another project, all that kind of stuff, I put behind closed doors. And then I put this out and I'm like, well, shoot, I really like the doors, but I want some yarn to show, hence why I did it this way. So I get the best of both worlds where I get the cute doors, but I can also see yarn too, or pretty project bags, or pretty fiber, or my hand spun. I can't. It's really cool because I have gift knitting, boop, right there in this door, and the finished gift knitting, boop, in that door, and you can see it's quite empty still. I really need to get on that. I'm getting there. But I emptied, I'm gonna say 5 bins of yarn, if not more, in this thing, and I still have space. Like, this is my hand dye here, and I still have space behind it. Like, this is just the display stuff. So I'm like, I have a ridiculous amount of space in these cubbies. Like, it's ridiculous. So I will put a link to where I found them. I found them on Amazon. They were not that expensive. I think, I'm going to say between $50 and $60, and that's cheaper than a lot of those like white cubbies that a lot of people get. You know, it depends. And I got more cubbies out of them, and they're 15? They're not, I don't know if they're 15 by 15, but they're definitely, I was going for 12 by 12, and these were bigger. These were at least, I think 15 wide or 15 deep or something like that. Again, I'll look up the dimensions. But I could not believe the amount of space they gave me. So I got rid of the treadmill in my craft room. I'm like, we never use it. Was able to put this up and then empty my closet. So I have some yarn left in there, but not very much, like a big thing of cotton and some of the stuff for me to dye and my shipping material all now fits in the closet. I have no more bins sitting out in the room that are full of yarn. Everything's put away. And then I have my acrylic bucket over here. This is my little bucket that's for like my crochet blankets and all that. So that's all out because it's acrylic and whatever, you know, I put it in a cute little basket and I could show it off too. Oh my goodness. It's so much fun. So for my birthday, which was recently, it was on May 18th, my friend Sheelen was like, what do you want for your birthday? And I'm like, I really want those cubbies. I really want to make that happen. So he bought me the cubbies for my birthday. And on my birthday, he took off of work, set these up, and he hung a bunch of paintings and artwork in my room. I know. So it's stuff that I've had for, some of it I've had for years and years, waiting to either be framed or just be hung up. So that's why we went to Michael's recently, was to go get some frames to be able to hang things up. So I will show you some pictures here. And the sunflowers is all from my brother-in-law, Damon, and he's from Underbite Studios, so check him out on Instagram. His artwork is amazing. I love his style, especially when oh my goodness, he does these dog portraits that are freaking amazing. They're so good, and I already have some in mind for our little Chelsea Bean and Doug the dog that I'm dying to commission him for. But he does an amazing job. So he gave me those sunflowers and I really wanted to hang them up, and I'm like, the craft room is the perfect place. And the painting that's with it is one that I did on a paint night, and the colors just work so well together. I'm like, they should all be on the same wall. And then some of the other stuff is from our wedding. Like there's a little napkin that there was a couple at our wedding and it was their anniversary. It was at a restaurant and they were sitting at the bar and we happened to bump into them. They're like, oh yeah, it's our anniversary. So what we did was we sent them a drink, and in return they sent us that napkin with a note. And I'm like, we have to keep that. So finally we framed it and we hung it up in the craft room because it was really super sweet. So, and then my bubble fairy, that's the one that I've had for like years and years and years from Colleen. Poor thing was just waiting for a frame. Frank was going to build one. That went wrong. So I'm like waiting for him to build one. I'm like, why don't we just buy one? So we finally did that and hung her up. And I love her. Super, super pretty. Now she's finally hanging in my craft room. Yay! And then I have my cubbies. I can't even, like I want to be in here all the time. It's like I have my own yarn shop. It's awesome. Well, I do have my own yarn shop. But it's awesome to sit in here, and now when I spin, you know, not only do I look at my Downton Abbey with the TV above there, but I get to look at my yarn too. So it really helps inspire you to want to keep making all the things. It's fun. And I love it. This one I keep looking at right here behind me. That's my sweater stash. I really need to get more of that. I need more sweater yarn. That is not nearly full enough. That purple's going to be, whoop, wrong one. This purple is going to be a sweater soon, but I'm not going to talk about it yet. I'll talk about that in the next episode. That's also what helped me finish this one, is I refused to even do a gauge swatch for my next sweater without finishing this one first. That was my own rule. It worked. Okay. Moving on. What else do I have? Plenty of things to show you. I have lots of birthday stuff to show off. I need to get to that, but I could not wait to show off my yarn cubbies. Look at... I'll stop. Take a breath. I am caffeinated. I'm very sorry. But I needed to in order to get the boost to adult. Alright, what else do I have to show you guys? I have... Oh my goodness. This thing is so cute! So my friend Michelle got me this, and this is from Sucre Miniatures. Right here. Ta-da. I happened to send it to her on Facebook. I saw it like on Instagram or something like that, and she makes these, and I love them. They're so good. It's a deviled egg charm. Look at that little thing. I don't know if it's going to show. The light's a little bright. If I do it back here, maybe. There we go. A little bit better. Like, oh my god, right? Look at that little deviled egg charm. I can't even stand it. It's so cute. She makes the best deviled eggs, like, ever. So that's why I sent it to her, and then sure enough, she wound up giving me one. I love it. It's so cute. So excited to show you that. Or show this to you guys. Oh my goodness. What else do I have? Ooh, you guys. I have these, and this, again, I'm going to mention Colleen, and she's from Whimsical Handicrafts, and she made me some of her stuff for my birthday. She made me this adorable cell phone case with a flutterby on it. She knows how much I love flutterbys. There's the button in the back. Super cute. And she made this awesome little bowl. And I cannot believe what she probably did to her hands to make this bowl, because it is crocheted so tight. That's why it's stiff. So like that's the whole point, is that you gotta crochet it really tight so that it'll stay up. And I envy her ability to hold like this teeny tiny crochet hook with this thick yarn to make this thing so thick, but it's so cute. So I have to figure out what I'm gonna put in that. I don't know if I'm gonna put stitch markers in there, or I don't know. I have to figure it. Maybe crochet hooks. That would make a whole lot of sense, right? Mm-hmm. We'll see. But it's super cute. Love it. Oh my goodness, you guys. So much stuff to show you. Then I got these from my dad and my stepmom Donna. They sent me some stuff for my birthday too. Not only did they send me these cool collapsible little storage bins here for my cubbies, they sent me a bunch of pattern books too that I had on my Amazon wish list. This is what I've been coveting for like ever. It's that 365 stitches a day calendar. I love this thing. So fun. I got that. I got the Knit Stitch Pattern Handbook, and this is by Melissa Liebman. Look, I love pattern books. And then I've got 400 knitting stitches, and this is a complete dictionary of essential stitch patterns by Pottercraft. Ta-da! Oh, and this one I wanted so bad, from Wendy Bernard, the Knitting All Around Stitch Dictionary, and I believe this is either the first or second book. I don't remember. I think this is the second one she's done. And her books I love because not only does she do it for knitting flat, she does it for knitting in the round too, so you don't have to convert the pattern if you want to make something in the round. I love her for that because I know how to do it, but it just takes me time because I can't always visualize it and what the pattern's going to do. Even if I chart it, like just having her do that little extra step is so helpful. So I love her books. And now I have both of them. Oh, so good. And then, what else do I have to show off? Oh, this is hilarious. This I also put on Instagram. This is for my little brother. And this is my new mug. I swoon over big balls. Oh my god, it's so funny. I love inappropriate knitting stuff. Good job, Mikey. That's hilarious. I love it. And you know what I didn't talk about is with knitting my antique rose socks from the Cozy Knitter, my brother also sent me a pair of Chowgoo needles. My first time using them, and I put these on my wish list too because I'm struggling with my wood ones, whether they're Knitter's Pride or Knit Picks. I think they're just all getting old on me, and either they're popping out, the glue is just dried out, or one I actually busted. And I was like, ah! I've never busted a pair of needles until recently, and I didn't realize it was sitting next to me on the chair, and I leaned on it and crack! I'm like, no! Of course that was a new pair. I'm like, come on! I couldn't have been an old pair that the glue was drying out. No, had to be a brand new pair. That was a bummer. So I was looking on Instagram and I saw the Chowgoos pop up and I'm like, you know, everybody, I hear so many people rave about these needles. I'm like, why don't I give them a try? I've been a wood knitting girl forever, like the Harmony Woods and all that, and the Knitter's Pride. I'm like, let me try the Chowgoos. I mean, I'll use a pair of Addy, like Addy Turbos. I have not tried the Addy Lace, but I do have a couple pair of Addy Turbos. But I'm like, they weren't pointy enough for me because I wasn't using the lace ones. I'm like, let's try the Chow Goose. Oh my god, you guys. I might be a convert. I'm like, no! I have all these wood needles except for my little ones. I'm like, I kind of love them a lot. They're really smooth. And what I was noticing with my wood needles too is that they were catching on the join, like with the cable join onto the needle. And I'm like, well, that's really annoying. And I just never used to have that problem. So I don't know why I'm having it now. So unless because my needles are getting old and everything's just, you know, and I use my needles to death. So these, like, they're so smooth at the join, and I love, like, the cord. I can't describe why I love the cord so much, but I just do. It doesn't curl up, it doesn't kink, and, like, using it for magic loop, it's just a really smooth process. That's the only way I could describe it. I mean, like, they're just pointy enough, and the metal isn't too sticky or too slippery. It's, like, just right. It's very, you know, Goldilocks and the Three Bears. It's just right. So I think that's why I love them so much. And I'm like, uh-oh. So I got some Amazon gift cards for my birthday. I was naughty. I have a billion needles. I have so many needles. So many. And I treated myself to the Chow Goo interchangeable set. I'm like, why not? I'm like, just do it. Just do it. You like them a lot. Do it. And it'll encourage you to, like, whatever works to keep the creativity flowing, do it. So I bought them. Now, am I still going to use my wood ones? Absolutely. I mean, my interchangeables have always been tried and true, but even some of them, usually only the ones that I really use a lot, my size 6s, finally, like, basically almost all went on me. The glue pretty much dried. I just used them, like I said, to death. And that's, like, the size I go to a lot, especially for, like, shawl knitting. I'm usually a size 6. So those poor needles were done. That's why they were going. But I really kind of wanted to try the Chow Goose, and it was a spur of the moment purchase, and I was like, just do it. Just bink. I did it. And no guilt, because it was birthday money, even though I spent a little over what was on the gift card, but we won't talk about that part. Whoops. My bad. But yeah, I forgot to mention that earlier. I meant to do that when I pulled out the socks, but I only showed you the finished one. Now I fixed that. Okay. What else do I have to show you? Oh, I think I showed you everything for showing off. So now we're going to move on to giveaways. Oh, and I get to announce a winner. Finally, you poor... I'm so sorry you had to wait so long. So sorry. This was from my Guilty Pleasures knit along. And I have a winner. It is my friend Elise from our knit group. So she's, I think it's Milo, I call her Milo Levy in my head, but I think it's Milo Levi is her Ravelry ID. And she won. Oh my goodness. How fun was that when I pulled your name, Elise? I was so excited. So what has she won, folks? Well, let me show you. Where did I put it? Oh, there it is. You won a project bag from my friend Uli, and she's from the Knitter's Nook, and she has a shop on Etsy. You get a really cute, excuse the crinkling. You get this super cute project bag. I'm kind of jealous that you're getting this project bag because I really love it myself. But it's okay because I got a different one from her. Which, oh my god, I didn't even talk about that bag. At least, oh god. Uli, I'm so sorry. I'll talk about the bag in a second. I meant to add that to my show notes and I totally forgot. Duh. Anyway, Elise, you're going to get this bag. Look at this cute little bag. I can't even stand it. I can't even stand it. With the little sheepies. Oh my goodness. You gotta see the inside too. Look at it. It's so cute. So cute. And I love how she does the bottoms too. Like how they sit like that. Like, it's really nice. So when you kind of sit it flat and you have your stuff, I love it. And then what else did I get you? Where'd you go? Oh, there they are. You got a cute little matching set of stitch markers to go with the bag. How fun is that? So good. Also, you get a pattern from our buddy Jenn Lesand, and from the Downseller Studio podcast, you won her Emmeline May shawl pattern, which I also have a copy of, and I've also been looking through my stash to see what colors I'm going to use to knit it. So maybe we can do a little knit along together. But you won that pattern as well. So congratulations to you. And me, terrible friend. Oh my goodness. Why I didn't put this in my notes, I don't know. Because I've been using this bag every single day since I got it. I think that's why it became mine. So this bag is also from Uli from the Knitter's Nook. And I saw it and I'm like, I have to own that bag. I have to. And you'll see why right here. There's a Chelsea bean on it. And there's a little, like, I'll call this one a Doug the dog. It's a lab, but that's okay. Look at this cute bag. I mean, really, how was I not going to buy this bag, right? I mean, come on. It's so cute. I love the inside too. I had to have this bag. So, well, yeah, seriously, I've been using it every single day since you gave it to me. I'm like, I have to use this bag now, and it has to always be in use. So that is why I completely spaced and almost forgot to talk about it on the podcast. So I'm so glad it caught the corner of my eye while I was talking about the other one. Phew. Okay. So that was the Guilty Pleasures knit along. Now I still have my 4-season sock knit along that's going on, and the spring one ends June 20th. I kept thinking 21st in my head. So get those spring socks in, and again, I don't care if you double dip. If you are entering them in another knit along, I don't mind. Please feel free to double dip and put them in this knit along. Phew. Now, speaking of Jen from the Down Cellar Studio podcast, she has got her splash pad party knit along going on now. And I am doing I'm sponsoring, so I'm going to be giving away some yarn of the Knitter's Choice, as well as a pattern of the Knitter's Choice. And as part of the splash pad party, I am offering a discount too. But I won't tell you what it is or what the code is. You have to go over to the group, and if you participate in the knit along, you can partake of the discount. So go check that out. Okay. Another knit along going on right now, and now this one I'm not sponsoring, but I definitely want to give some props to it. This is for the Slow Ass Knitters group, and I am a part of this group. This is with my virtual Knit Night girls, and it is with, now I'm going to name all the girls, and I'm going to look at it so I make sure I get everybody. My friend Lynn from the Sunshine and Bubblegum podcast, Candy from the Pause for Stitches podcast, Lucky Jenny from the Lucky Jenny Knits podcast, because I always have to call her Lucky Jenny, can't just say Jenny. Lacey from the Knitted Cupcake podcast. And then we have Sarah from the Hooks and Books podcast, me. And then we have Amy from the Amy's Knotted Knits podcast. We're all part of this group and running this group, so we wanted to say, we're like, all right, if we're all sponsoring a knit along, why not do it in one group instead of trying to do it in all the individual groups? It just totally made sense. So we were all joking about being slow knitters, so we called it the Slow Ass Knitters group. I thought that was hilarious, and it's really cute how they did little dollar signs for the S's too in the group, so as not to offend. But yeah, they have a summer top knit along going on right now, and so you should definitely go check that out, especially if you've pulled out your linen or your cotton and you're working on a summer top. Enter them in that group, and the link will be in my show notes. Okay. Phew, almost there. And now I've been doing some knit reading. I won't really go into a whole lot of it, but I will talk about 2 books that I read. Now, I read The Kill Room by Jeffrey Deaver, and it was really, really good. I like Jeffrey Deaver. So now if you've seen The Bone Collector, that was with, Angelina Jolie and Denzel Washington. Really good movie. It's kind of old. I think it's, well, now I'm saying old, and it's like late 80s or late 80s. Late 90s. It feels like the late 80s because it feels like the 90s was yesterday. Late 90s, early 2000s. So now that's considered old. Anyway, good movie, but Jeffrey Deaver is the one that wrote the book. So I actually just read that book too, and it was really, really good. So now I'm trying to pick up on some of his other books because I like his style of writing. So I read The Kill Room, really, really good. And then I'm reading some little fantasy books, sci-fi fantasy, by Janine Frost, and I just read Twice Tempted. Also really, really good. For knit watching, friend Sheelen and I just started watching a show called Sneaky Pete. Super fun show. Love it. And what was the other one now? Of course, House of Cards just started again too. Oh my god, you guys. Love that show, and it seems like it's been forever that I've been waiting for the new season. It's finally here. Oh my goodness. If you have not watched House of Cards, you should totally check it out. It is so good. So good. So good. Phew. Last up, what's up with all the things? Now, I really don't have much new to talk about. I wish I did, but I don't. I do have some stuff that I'm queuing up. I do want to make up some more ornaments to have a Victorian Yuletide Part 3. So that's been kind of working its way. And then I have another shawl pattern that's been brewing. I just really have to get it out on paper and get it out on my needles. That will happen soon. It's brewing. It's brewing. I keep kind of changing some of the ideas for what I want to do with it, but it's coming. What I can't decide if I'm gonna make it a 2 or a 3 color. Probably a 2, but it might be a 3. I just don't know. Ugh, I don't know. We'll see. But stay tuned for that. Phew! I believe that is all I have to talk about today. And oh my goodness, I did it in just over half an hour. It felt like an hour. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode and that you like my new background because I love it. I have yarn sticking behind me. It's so great. And I will hopefully be back soon. It's my goal to try to film every other week, but if I don't, I appreciate your patience with me, and I'm so sorry that it takes me so long sometimes to get back to it. But thank you guys so much for hanging in. And if you're a new viewer, welcome, and I hope that I will be more consistent with my shows with this so that you can keep up with it. Anywho, let's see if Ducky, you can say goodbye? Ducky, you go say goodbye? Can you up? No, he's not moving. I'm going to sign off, ladies and gents. So thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I will see you soon. Happy knitting! Need the ball? No. I know what you're bark at me for the ball. Give me the ball. Give me the ball. Give me the ball. Give me the ball. So tough. Give me the ball. No. I just changed you. Get off.